Hi, I'm Harold Bell, and this is the Legends of Inside Sports and the Way We Were. Since this is Black History Month, I'm going to walk down memory lane with a dear friend. This guy grew up New Jersey, a New Jersey boy, went to Penn State where he was an All-American. From there, he went to the Vince Lombardi Green Bay Packers, had an outstanding career, and finished his career, guess where? Here in Washington, D.C. And the thing about that, when he came to Washington, he automatically became a part of Kids in Trouble and one of Santa's helpers. Because guess what? I met him with my dear friend, Willie Wood. And I would like to welcome to the mics of Inside Sports, a guy who's no stranger here, NFL Hall of Famer, the one and only Mr. Dave Robinson. How you doing, Dave?
Just fine, Howard. How you doing today?
Hey, man, God is good, man. I'm blessed to be here, man. Dave, you were recently out at the Super Bowl, and you were in familiar land because snow piled up to the rooftop. it was like
I spent 10 years in Green Bay, and the weather in Green Bay and Minnesota are very similar, except that Minnesota is usually about 5 or 10 degrees colder.
wow,
When we get the same snowstorms, it's rough out that way.
yeah. Dave, tell us about this Super Bowl, and of course, the Philadelphia Eagles came out the winner. They were big underdogs to the New England Patriots, but it seemed like it was Philadelphia's time. And of course, tell us what you saw and what you observed at this year's Super Bowl.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a great game for the fans, I guess. People thought they loved the game because of all the scoring. There was 74 points scored. There was over 1,000 yards of offense with the two teams together. But I'm a defensive guy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to the game because these two defenses were rated like number 5 and 6 in the National Football League on defense. They're great defensive teams. And I expected to see a real defensive battle, and I went there expecting to see one, being a defensive ball player myself. And there's only one punt. Philadelphia punted the ball one time, and New England never punted the ball, and there's only one sack. The one sack where they got Brady, and he fumbled, and there's a strip sack, and he recovered the ball, which probably was the key to the win of the game. But it was just a wide open game. And well into the game, I figured that it was going to be the team that had the ball last that won. So, well, I personally was disappointed. I can see where fans loved all that scoring.
Right.
74 points, and they were up and down like a racetrack, man. It was wild.
Yeah. Dave, Bill Belichick has been a very controversial coach. He's been called the best to ever do it. Now, you and I done talked many times about your great coach, Vince Lombardi. And I think there's a big difference there, man, because I tell you, one of the things that when we talk about what Bill Belichick did to his defensive cornerback, Butler, that was unheard of and very low. And we have talked about Vince Lombardi and how he disciplined his players. He would have never done anything like that. He may have waited until after the game was over and shipped him out, but never something like that. What did you think of that, Dave?
You know what? That was the thing that got me. I don't know all the details what went on with that.
Mm-hmm.
Why he shut him down and everything else. But we had situations in Green Bay where Vince was displeased with somebody who had done something wrong or said something wrong or whatnot. And he was the type of person who would let the guy play the game. Hopefully win the game, and then within 2-3 weeks after the game, less than a month after the game, you see this guy was traded, and it was no one's business but ours at the team. We knew right away that I'm thinking of somebody. I don't want to mention his name because his name is recognizable. He did something, and after the game, within a month, he was traded to somebody else, and Vince got rid of him. We all knew why he did it. But the point is, to bench the guy, you don't hurt that guy. You hurt the 53-man roster. In our case, only 40 men. You hurt the whole team. We were a unit, and Vince Lombardi was part of the unit. And Vince Lombardi would not have done something that hurt the unit. He would not have done something that would have kept us from winning. But once we won, And if all things are equal, he would then administer his disciplinary action, and that's the difference, I think. And one thing is that I don't know, and only time will tell. But probably the way Belichick did is probably going to have an adverse effect on the rest of the team in the years to come. They'll probably talk about everything else. But if he's trying to say he's going to make them feel that if they do something wrong, I'm going to bench him, and then that's one thing. But the way Vince would do it, we knew that if you did something wrong, you had broken ranks with the group, you were going to be with the group next year.
All right. We're talking to the great Dave Robinson, NFL Hall of Famer, a former Green Bay Packer, who ended his career here in Washington D.C. That's number 89 that you see back there on my message board, and over to the right, and that's number 24, my dear friend Willie Wood. And speaking of teammates, Dave, Jerry Kramer was finally inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. He's the last of the Vince Lombardi guys, isn't he?
Well, yes and no. He's a latest member. He may very possibly be the last Vince Lombardi guy inducted in the Hall of Fame. I think we have a couple other ball players who should be, and I think they're long shots. I'll be honest with you. One of them, which I think the best tight end that I've seen play football, including the ones and the guys today, would be Ron Kramer, who's a first time at 6'5", 250. All-American basketball player and football player, and he was just a great tight end. But he left us. I only played 1 year with him. In fact, he left us and went to Detroit, and his career kind of went to mothballs. Detroit didn't use him right and everything else. So he's got a long, hard road to come back because he doesn't have the real credentials and the wins. And it's just a long thing. And the second is Gail Gilliam, who was a great guard we had, just a superb guard. One of the strongest men around. He was a huge, but he only played like a couple years. He was drafted in '67, so he only played for 2 years under Lombardi. But he with that hasn't gotten a lot of recognition. I haven't seen his name pop up a lot of times.
Right.
But I think right now you can say Jerry Kramer is the last of the Lombardi Packers to get in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully not the last one, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's the last one.
Yeah. Our dear friend Willie Wood, and had a tough time making it to the Hall of Fame because there was some controversy surrounding him in San Diego. But he finally made it in. But you Dave, too. You had a little controversy surrounding you. And you said what was on your mind, and you got out of Green Bay. We got a couple of guys, friends of yours, who definitely belong in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about it, man. And I'm talking about the great Johnny Sample and Roy Jefferson, two guys that stepped up to the plate and said what was on their mind. They didn't see things that were going right as far as the NFL, of course, concerned. And of course, Big Daddy Liscombe was Johnny Sample's best friend and died of an overdose in Baltimore when Johnny was here in Washington. And Johnny and the NFL tried to say that Big Daddy died in an overdose of drugs or heroin. And Johnny said, "Hold it, man. Big Daddy was scared of needles. He would never put a needle in his arm." And he carried the NFL to court, Pete Rozelle, and he won. And of course, I think that sealed his fate because Pete Rozelle said he didn't want Johnny Sample connected with anything else as it related to the NFL Hall of Fame. I mean, to the NFL, and that meant the Hall of Fame. What do you think Johnny's and Roy's chances of making it into the NFL Hall of Fame? Because you sit on the NFL committee.
Yeah. Well, I was on the board of directors of the Hall of Fame.
Board of directors,
The board of directors, they don't vote. They are more or less selectors.
Okay.
And the selectors vote. But I'll tell you, there's no doubt that we of all the African American League realized that Johnny Sample was blackballed, and then I had a personal connection with Johnny Sample because he went to school with my brother at Maryland State, and he was a great football player and a great guy. I've met him a lot of times, and I know the charges were against him, and he said that they were unfounded. They were never proven. But you have to understand, in those days, if you were an African American and they wanted to blackball you, it was just a matter of saying, this guy's a bad character, and there's only 16 owners person, the 16 guys get together, they're blackball. And that's why Johnny Sam had to go to the Jets. And that's why in Super Bowl III, Johnny Sam was a leading force in the Jets winning that thing. You know, Joe Namath got all the hype and
Right.
money and said because he predicted, but that game hinged on not Joe Namath. Check Joe Namath's passing stats in that game; they were not that great.
Didn't throw a touchdown. Didn't throw a touchdown.
But what stopped the famed Baltimore Colt offense was Johnny Sample's led defense. And he took it as a personal front because he was trying to get revenge on Baltimore for what they had done to him. And Baltimore also had fired Eubank, the coach, which it was a real mess. They were the wrong team to go up against the Jets, and I think they made some serious problems. They made some serious mistakes in preparation for that game. But I'll tell you, it's just and Larry Brown. I played with Larry Brown. I played against him also. My last game for the Green Bay Packers was a playoff game against the Washington Redskins, and I got a chance to see Larry Brown come at a guy. How he ran, how he blocked, how he caught passes, everything else. And then the next year I played with him. I played with him for two parts of the third year. Larry Brown, in my estimation, I don't care if he played 5 years or 25 years, he was Hall of Fame caliber. And then I think that the people, the knock everybody says he didn't play long enough. How long do you have to play to show that you're superior to the people of your era?
Right. Larry played 8 years, man. He played long enough. I don't know what that was all about.
Long enough too. But it's come to my attention that he has been overlooked, and I want to do everything in my power to see if I can get his name brought up more often at the senior committee, and maybe we can get something done for Larry Brown. Larry Brown should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And you mentioned other guys too.
Roy Jefferson.
Roy Jefferson, another one. He was a great TV man, a great football player. He has all the credentials to be in the Hall of Fame. Look at some of the other receivers and realizing that he wasn't in the time when quarterbacks are throwing the ball 40 times in a game. If he had, Roy Jefferson had a lot more receptions, yards, and everything else. But during the time we played, the guys didn't throw the ball that far. Bart Starr won the 1961 World Championship game against the 49. No, against the Giants. He beat the Giants 37-0. Green Bay did 37-0, and Bart Starr threw 12 passes.
Wow.
3 men caught 3 apiece. He was 9 out of 12. 75% was a great percentage, but they only threw 12 passes the whole game. When you played in that kind of offense, which Jefferson played in right behind that, and then 2 years after he was in the league, you don't get the big stats of a Randy Moss and a Jerry Rice because the balls were in the air. They didn't throw the ball that much. Mm-hmm. Roy Jefferson was a great receiver, and Big Daddy Liscombe. I'm kind of jumping around, but
that's all right.
Before Big Daddy, the rumor was that African Americans were not tough enough to be defensive linemen. They couldn't stand the pressures and everything else. And Big Daddy Liscombe, he's the guy that made that mark, came in and said, "Hey, we can do it," and he did it. And he made quite a name. And all of a sudden, that was it. African Americans were considered for defensive line position in the National Football League. People had to realize that league was all white. From 1933 to 1946, and they started off with running backs. The only lineman was Bill Wills with Cleveland, and they really slowly said the blacks can only run the ball. Then they said, well, they took Big Daddy to show they played defense. He took guys like Big Jim Parker, who's in the Hall of Fame,
right,
offensive lineman. It just went around, and now, of course, the whole league, any position is open to African Americans, but it took a long time for that. And Big Daddy was instrumental in it. I think Big Daddy deserve some consideration.
Right.
So there's a lot of guys like him, and it's awesome. I can go on and on and on.
Yeah. Thanks for this history lesson. We get the history lesson.
I was the first black linebacker to start. They had some in the AFL, but none in the NFL.
Wow.
I was the first black linebacker. That was in 1963 when I came in. And even then, Vince Lombardi, who I love like a father, he was a little leery of putting me out there and starting as a black linebacker because he thought it would bring too much attention to the team and would sideline our efforts to win the 3rd consecutive world championship. We didn't win it, but there's no question any kind of publicity about it, and very few people realize that there were no black linebackers before Dave Robinson.
And that's Dave,
And it's Black History Month.
Dave, that's fantastic. That's some great history. Dave, what about I know you look at the pro sports today. We got 120 pro sports teams. I'm talking about the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League. 120 sports teams, and there's only one black owner. And looks like we're losing our black coaches, man.
Yeah.
Is this still the last plantation, Dave?
I don't know what it is, but the big thing is that even though there's 120 teams, like in the National Football League, there's only 32 owners, and you can't, because I don't care how much money you got, you can't just walk in and buy a team like you buy a candy store. You go to a candy store and buy a stick of candy or something. You've got to be the 32 guys that are vote that they want you to be a owner. And until we get that stigma accepted, it's a good old boys league, and they're going to recognize an African American who has the money and the ability to be a coach. It's going to take a long time. Not a long time. I think the time is right around the corner, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of infighting. And I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen very soon too.
Yeah. What about Dave? Is the Rooney Rule still in effect?
It is, but it's greatly ignored. I mean, they run around. They got exceptions to it, and people theoretically they can talk to a guy on the phone almost and say they interviewed if they have to, but if you got people in mind, you can usually get the guy you want now. At one time, if they made a big issue and he had to come in and interview with an African American coach and blah blah blah. Now it's kind of like we considered him, but he didn't make the grade. You know?
Right. So a lot of folks of you out there who may not be aware of the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule was put in, of course, of the great owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers because they weren't hiring black coaches. Every time they turn around, it looked like they were recycling white coaches. So Rooney Rule came in and it said, "Hey, you got to interview."
I'm going to correct you, but once someone's not hired him, they wouldn't interview them.
Uh-huh.
They came in for an interview even. That was the problem. And the Rooney Rule says you got to interview everybody. You got to interview African American coaches, everybody else. And once interviewed, then you got guys who are like Dungy and whatnot. Once they got interviewed, they got the job. But before that Rooney Rule, they wouldn't even be interviewed, and that was the starting point. And they just automatically got look at the paper and say, well, this coach XYZ, he just got fired, he's laid off. I want to bring him in, and that was it. No interviews or anything.
Wow.
So the Rooney Rule is good. It's very good, in fact.
Right, Dave. Being Black History, from your perspective, what is the state of the black athlete and Black America, man, on a whole? Where are we, Dave? Are we hustling backwards or are we moving forward?
You know, one of the problems I have with the National Football League, the NBL, and the NBA, and all the other groups, a lot of your young African American ball players have not taken the time to review the history. I talk to the young football players all the time, and half of them don't even realize that from 33 to 46, the owners had voted by book. They had a conference. Supposedly there was a meeting when they got together. George Preston Marshall, who was a admitted racist, said, the way we're going to make money is to not have any blacks on our team because white folks won't pay to see black folks running around the field making money. It's right after the Depression. And they don't realize that. And they don't realize how when we came up, there was almost a quota. You know, I'll put an example. In my family, the best football player in my family is my older brother. He graduated from high school in 1949. The common way a black man got into the NFL, we'll say, is he couldn't play in the teams in the South because they're all segregated. They had to go to the traditional black college or university. In the most northern universities, you had to pay. You had to pay yourself for the first semester. After that semester, you went to spring training. If you were a good athlete, you won a scholarship in spring training for 3.5 years, and that was it. My father we were dirt poor. He could not afford to send my brother to a college for the first semester. And you check the books, the thing that happened to just guys with little names like Myron Robinson. No. Jim Brown did not get a scholarship, the Syracuse football scholarship. Jim Brown had his first semester paid for by wealthy alumnus so he could play lacrosse. After he had the first semester paid for, he went up for spring practice in football, and of course, when they saw him, they gave him a scholarship for the next 3 years. That's how blacks got in. That's how blacks got to college. We got young African American kids that think this is a right. They was going that thing down from high school. We're going to get offers at 4 or 5 different schools. They got to realize what the black athletes went through in the past, and then either that. When I was drafted, and Vince Lombardi was called on the carpet because he drafted me in the first round. It was not accepted actions to draft black athletes in the first round in the National Football League. And Vince Lombardi drafted Herb Allen in the first round at 61 and me in 63, to which he was put called on the carpet and said, "Why are you wasting draft choices? The black guys will be around in the third round. And you take them in the third round or later." And Vince said something to the fact I was told, I wasn't there, of course. He said, "We don't draft by color in Green Bay. We draft by football ability." And they said, "Only colors in Green Bay are green and gold." And that was it. That's the type man Vince was, because he had suffered the indignities of biasness and prejudice when he was Italian in New York growing up. That's the reason. But it was just different. These young guys don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't, and they got to understand what the guys went through.
Yeah.
And they don't understand how when we went down to play in New Orleans, we got all the bus to the airport, came to the hotel, got off. All the white guys go in the hotel to check in, but we had our bags on the curb, sat down the street for an hour and a half, not an hour, but about 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 45, almost an hour, waiting for cabs from the other side of town to come over and pick us up because you couldn't get the cab ride to the black hotel even. And we couldn't stay with it. They don't understand it. We got down there to play ball, and then we went down there to play with another team. We played St. Louis. And all the St. Louis team stayed in one hotel. Green Bay stayed in another hotel. But all the African Americans from both teams stayed in one hotel.
Wow.
They don't understand. These kids don't understand it. You can't go around doing things and just say, "Well, I got a big $1 million contract," and not look at why you got it. Not look at what went on in the past. You know, they say if you don't study history, you're condemned to become a victim of in the future.
Repeat it.
You gotta watch it. And that's the thing. They gotta check it out. And that's my biggest gripe. I don't begrudge them not one penny. I think they deserve everything they get. But I just wish they would find out why they get it and how they got it and what happened in the past.
Yeah, Dave, I agree with you, man. They don't have a clue about the history. You know, you and your late wife Elaine raised two great young men, and I look at today. What are these young athletes? Dave, you and Elaine didn't have to worry about your kids going to school and there be guns being brought in, the shooting. What do you think about the system today and how it's being run and how young people are not safe to go to schools, Dave?
That's very, very, very disturbing. And you know, I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment. I support the person's right to bear arms, but I do not think that there's any need for an automatic weapon. I don't think assault weapons are not necessarily something for the normal people to have. That should be controlled. I think you should be able to buy all the shotguns and rifles, pistols you want to go to deer hunting with. But the AK-47 and the AR-15, they were designed for one thing: killing the maximum number of people. And it's not designed to kill deer or ducks or geese or rabbits or squirrels or nothing. It's to kill people, and then that needs to be controlled. The Tommy gun has been controlled. You can't buy Tommy guns, but now they got the things that would take a semi-automatic weapon, as a guy in Las Vegas did, and make it shoot like an automatic weapon. It would just keep firing with that slipshot stock and everything. I think that those type of, once they outlaw, if they outlaw these automatic weapons with the 50 clip magazines and whatnot, and everything, 50 shot magazines. Once it's outlawed, they should outlaw the manufacture, distribution, sales, and possession of the attachments to convert semi-automatic weapons to automatic status. And it's very simple, and they don't need them. I'm not going to mention how many guns I have, but I have more than one gun, and they're all hunting guns. You know, they make a rifle for deer and a shotgun for deer and shotgun for rabbits. But that's my right. That's guaranteed to me by the Second Amendment. But I do not have anything that this guy down in the Florida shot off 150 some bullets in a matter of minutes because he had an automatic weapon. What's he going? You can't take that, honey. What do you have it for? I can't see why you'd have that gun except to show off and to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
And that gun needs to be controlled. It's big, and what's happening is people try to make you think that gun control is like gun on weapon banning. They keep saying the Second Amendment. No. They just want to control the type gun you have, not say you can't have guns. So that's how I feel about it. And I'm a little mad with that. I tell you, and talking about guns, I was the first African American to play in the Gator Bowl, and when I was in the Gator Bowl, I got all kinds of death threats. I had a whole stack of people before the game. In fact, it was one letter guy said that he was classified an expert in the military. He was going to take his rifle to the game, and if they started me in the game, he was going to shoot me on the 50-yard line on national TV when I was introduced.
Wow.
Of course, I didn't start the game. For my safety, they started another guy, and I went in on the second series.
Right.
That's it. And that's where So there are people who can have access to guns who do crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was one of the guys threatened, but even that, it just been one rifle and one shot, and somebody would have got to it. I didn't want to get shot, but I have a feeling it wouldn't have been as catastrophic as a guy walking in with an AR-15 and line up elementary students in school and just mowing them down. That was terrible. I can't believe it. I can't believe that people won't address it. It's got to be addressed.
That's a big problem. Dave, how important was it, man, to have your son as your presenter at the NFL Hall of Fame?
Well, you see, you got to understand, of course, that my wife Elaine died in 2007, and in 2001 I lost one of my three sons, and then right after she died, 3 months and 4 days after she died, another one of my three sons had a heart attack, and then he died. So my whole family it's only myself and my middle son left.
Wow.
And so he was my presenter. So on that stage was the whole Dave Robinson branch of the Robinson tree.
Wow.
And he told me, he asked me if he could be the presenter because he wanted to represent his mother and his two brothers.
Wow.
And so it's just a great thing, I was cavalier somewhat. And when I went up there and had to unveil the bus, I hadn't seen it yet. Mm-hmm. He grabbed one side of the thing, and I grabbed the other side, and he pulled it back, and I saw the bus. And you cannot imagine the rush of emotion hits you. Here I am with this bus that's everything I've done for 21 years I played football, and now all of a sudden here's this bus. It could be around for 4,000 years, and my son, the only one left in my family of my direct line, was there to present it to me. It's just very, very touching. It's an experience that you just never forget.
Yeah.
Every now and then I see the pictures and I think about them every day.
Right. Dave, as we head out of here, I want to get your thoughts. Just recently in Boston, the Boston Police Department, during Black History Month, honored Red Auerbach. And the NAACP chapter of Boston went off, saying it was a disgrace, disrespect to black folks. And, there are times, man, when we need to be thoughtful than to open our mouths and remove all doubt. What the NAACP didn't realize that in 1960, when they had their first prayer breakfast, guess who they honored? Red Auerbach. Now, I don't know what the intentions, whether of the police department, whether it's trying to be sarcastic or what, but they got it right because Red Auerbach did more than any coach, owner in pro sports. When he, he and Walter Brown drafted a Chuck Cooper in 1950. Played 5 black players at the same time, the first to ever do that. And hired the first black coach and hired the first black general manager. So what I'm saying here, man, we didn't get here by ourselves. There had to be some good white folks, man. And I'm talking about John Brown, the abolitionist, people like Red Auerbach, man. We got to stop and think about exactly where we are. How do you feel about a situation like that?
Well, I agree. If I was going to disagree with anything you said, is the fact that you said it. Ray Auerbach did more than anybody else. I think you got to think about it sports. I think that Paul Brown was one of the first, very first guys to do something in pro football. When everybody talk about Jackie Robinson coming in up in Brooklyn in '48, but Paul Brown interviewed the Browns in 1946, not 48.
Wow.
And I think that to perpetuate this movement, I think I'm a little biased here, but I think Michael Vince Lombardi, who himself suffered from biases and prejudice when he was in New York. He was told to his face that he would better take the job at Green Bay because New York was not ready for an Italian head coach. So he'd been gone years. He had great credentials. No one would give him a job as head coach. System, but not head coach. So he knew what it was like. And so he did a lot for the coaching stints. And so like some really about basketball, no doubt about it. And bringing in Bill Russell, some of those guys, the people will scrutinize him for that, but what he did, he took him and built a dynasty with him. And so I tell you, there's always, and you're so right. You don't get anywhere without helping hand. Someone's got to help you. Either pull you up or push you forward. Someone's got to give you help, and sometimes it takes a person in position. You can have all the ball players you want who are sympathetic towards the cause, but it takes somebody who can do something like a Red Auerbach who's in position to bring a black guy into the league. A Vince Lombardi is in position to make a start with black linebackers. And we had the first, we had like 6 African Americans on our defense in Green Bay, and it was the talk of the league. It's quiet now because now when you watch tonight's football game, you watch the defense when they announce there'd be 9, 10, or 11 some teams, all African Americans on the defense. And it was a big thing. It was a hush around the league. But Green Bay's got 6 black guys starting.
Wow.
Now it wouldn't be nothing. It wasn't anything brought in the paper, but it happened.
Yeah.
I've seen the metamorphosis of the league. And it takes 3 people, like I said, like Vince Lombardi and Red Auerbach and the Casey Stanley and everybody else in different sports to do it. But it's been done.
Dave, thanks so much, man, for this great history lesson, man. I tell you, man, you've always been a fantastic guy, and I want you to keep on doing the great things that you're doing, and looking forward to talking to you again real soon, okay?
Thank you very much. And listen, enjoy Black History Month and speak out. I know you're going to speak out everything you can to the young American, African American. They need to know what's going on and why we have a Black History Month.
Okay.
Hopefully, a couple of days we don't need a Black History Month because all history we told as it really was.
American history. That's right, Dave.
But right now, you got to have it because lots of facts have been hidden from us in the history books.
That's right. 365 days of the year. The great Dave Robinson. Thank you so much, my brother.
My pleasure, Howard. I'll tell you, it's been a real pleasure. You made my day. Thank you.
Thank you. You made mine. All right. Okay, that was, of course, my dear friend, Dave Robinson. And that was a Black history lesson, folks. I hope you had a chance to listen in. And I just want to close by saying that every black face you see is not your brother, and every white face is not your enemy. And Dave proves that. You know, we look back and we talk about Red Auerbach. We also got to remember NFL football. There was the one and only the Brown family, the Branch Rickey family in Major League Baseball. So yes, we did not get to where we are by ourselves, and our black athletes and these professional athletes out there, you need to know your history, because if you don't know your history, you will repeat it. Until next time, I'm Harold Bell, and you can color me gone.